Chapter 1. A happy romance with Buddy just had to end, as dropping out of medical school at this stage was not an option. The stranger paused. My name's Eve, 400 level law. Eve of the golden anklet? Guilty. Where are we heading, if I may ask? My borrowed home? She froze in the doorway. What happened at the door? I was raped in a house that looked like this. I was 12. Really? Just what kind of men have you been meeting? Eve gazed with those large, pristine eyes of hers. Even as a woman, Faith could feel the enthralling appeal. Her mother once told her a story of a Mami Water who was so beautiful that no storyteller could conjure her face well enough. Faith saw Eve's face as equal to that mermaid's. Her tall, graceful frame, her sensational curves, her suppleness, her poise and peerless elegance, her mental prowess, her affluence, her incredible dog, and everything about her created an air of irresistible magic around her. Faith thought of her boyfriend Ibadan and shuddered. I wouldn't like Ibadan to run into this woman. No way, she said to herself. Let me shock you a little, she heard Eve say. I am a prostitute. Faith opened her mouth to say something, but could not utter a sound. I have had more men than King Solomon's wives and concubines. Certainly more men than you. So trust me when I say boyfriend is more of a gentleman than most men. Why do you call your dog your boyfriend, please? The whole statement about 1,000 men was still processing in a puzzling manner in her brain, but the dog issue needed to be out of the way. Eve laughed. Sweet-sounding waterfall of excitement with her head thrown back to show her perfectly sculpted neck. She sounded happy. Faith's sorrow reared its head again. Her hand raised up, but was too late to stop a teardrop running down to her lips. Salty taste, she observed as she bit her lower lip. Did you expect it to taste bitter? She asked herself, and a smile came through. That's better, honey. Eve was delighted. Boyfriend is just a name. That's the name that popped out the first day I saw the dog, and has stuck ever since. He gets to sleep with me often. He's the only gentleman I know that comports himself when in bed with me. Neither trembling nor fumbling. Boyfriend wears dignity without owning more than 5 collars. There are many men who claim to own the stars in the sky. They lose air readily if you refuse to inflate their egos for a split second. It keeps me warm, but when he gets an urge, he gets off to a chair and would watch me all night. He returns only when he's cooled off. SKD calls him Uriah the Hittite. Can you think of many gentlemen you know that can match that standard? That beast, she thought. Yes, that beautiful beast, Eve answered. Faith thought about her doting boyfriend Ibadan. Can he stay in bed with me for an hour and remain faithful to you? Who are we talking about, please? Faith asked in alarm. You were thinking about your boyfriend, weren't you? Are you listening to my thoughts? Your eyes and your face mirror your thoughts clearly, honey. You don't need that. A woman needs mysteries around her. Be careful not to ascribe reasoning to dogs. A man was rushed to our teaching hospital during my clinical posting in 300 level. His so-called well-trained dog had bitten his genitals. Faith said after another quiet moment. Eve smiled. A man threw his wife from the 5th floor. She was lucky to grab the banister. He brought out a hammer and clobbered her fingers until she fell. For real? It was in the papers. Honey, when it comes to wickedness, men, not dogs, get the trophy. Anyway, my dog is not my boyfriend. That's just his name. I love him though. He is a rare gentleman trapped in the body of a beautiful dog. Cute, isn't he? And scary. I heard it charged into Hall 1 and all the troublemakers took off. Like I said before, forget all the myths about me if you appreciate. Is this particular story true? Please. He is loyal to me and very protective. Now I need a swim. There's a jacuzzi if you can't swim. Of course I can swim. My mother is his own. So you have a swimming pool in this house? Faith was amazed. I borrowed this house from SKD. I prefer smaller but tasteful footprints when I buy a house. And I do have pools and jacuzzis in all my houses. Tamara! Faith exclaimed, houses? 9 houses in choice destinations around the world. I was 16 when I got my first house. My fake virginity was auctioned among 9 generals. SKD won by placing a house in London on the table. He won hands down. That blew my mind, dear man. He would rather die than lose. That guy goes that incredible extra mile to win.